Hey there, I'm Tamil from NatFit Pro, and this is the demo of NatFit Pro Free Diet Builder. In this video, let us see how to build a diet plan for a full day within minutes. Unlike most of the diet building apps, NatFit Pro Diet Builder is available for desktop, mobile, and tablet, so you can build on bigger screens or smaller screens based on your preference. Before I start building the diet plan, I'll show you how the diet builder layout works. The top section is what I call as control section. We have days of the weeks, and we have set macros where we can set our protein, carbs, and fat, or we can set our calories, which I will be explaining it to you later when I start building the diet plan. And then we have the smart fill, which is going to help us to build a diet plan within seconds. And later we can alter it based on our preference. Below the control section, we have the food section. So this is where we'll add the food to build the diet plan. Again, I'll show how it works when I start building the diet plan. And right next to the food section, we have the summary section. This is where we'll track the progress of calories, protein, carbs, and fat. Now I'll show you how to create a diet plan. Before adding the food, it's very important we set the macros and the calorie. If you know your calorie target, you can just go and change the calories here. And based on the calories set, the macros will automatically sync. So if you know your macro target, you can just go and change the macro here. For example, I'm changing fat from 80 to 70. You can see automatically the calorie syncs. Similarly, I'm increasing the protein from 165 to 180. You can see it automatically syncs. So this is how you have to set it manually. If you don't know anything about these numbers, I recommend you to click this link, which will take you to the TDEE calculator. So this is the TDEE calculator where you can estimate your daily calories and macros. So let me show you how this works. You have to select the gender, male or female. I'm going to select male here, for example. Again, we have units, we have metric and imperial. I'm selecting metric, for example. I'm going to enter 28 age, height 175, for example, weight 75. So we have body fat here, which is optional. Please select this only if you know what is your body fat percentage. I'm going to leave it unchecked for this calculation. So next is a question about your lifestyle. You can click this drop down and choose one which matches your lifestyle. Here I'm going to choose mostly seated. And below that we have to select the training volume. Make sure to choose one very accurately. For example, I'm going to choose moderate, 3 to 4 hours per week. Once you select the entire form, you can click calculate my calories. Here it is. We have the calorie target 2388 and we have the macro target protein 165 grams, fat 68 grams, and carbs 279 grams. Right below the calories is the goals section. If you want to maintain your weight, you can select maintenance. If you want to lose weight, you can select fat loss or extreme cut. If you want to gain muscle, you can choose lean bulk or bulk. I always recommend you to choose lean bulk or bulk to avoid unnecessary fat gain. Right below the goals section, we have another toggle which has rest day and training day. During the training day, it will show more carbs, and for rest day, the carbs will reduce. Again, these are just estimates. I recommend you to check in real life scenario. And right next to it, we have another option called adjust your protein target. So you can choose either one of these to change the protein target. So by default, it will be selected to 2.2 gram per kg or 1 gram per pound. You can either choose to lower it or you can increase based on your target. If you don't know which one to choose, I recommend you to stay with 1 gram per pound. So we have the calorie target here and the macro targets below. What's next? You can either choose to manually copy these values and paste it here. Or if you don't want to do it manually, you can do it with one button click. So you can click the button below to open the diet builder with the calories and macros pre-filled. So we have to set 2655 calorie target. I'm going to click build my meal plan. And you can see it has filled automatically 2655 calories, and we have the macros 165, carbs 348, and fat 67. If you want to make further adjustments, you can just click this and change this. And you can also see there is a percentage split between the macros. 24% of protein, 51% of the carbs, and 25% of fat. So you can also play around with these numbers like increasing protein and reducing carbs and try to stick to the calorie target. So yeah, we have the macros set and the calories set. It's time to build the diet plan. So you can build your diet plan in two ways. One is manual diet building, kind of DIY, or you can use the smart fill button which automatically fills for you. So I'm going to show you a demo of how each one works. First, let me get started with the manual diet building. So in the food section, we have 5 cards: breakfast, snack 1, which is brunch, lunch, and snack 2, which is evening snack, and dinner. So based on your goal, you can have 2 meals, 3 meals, or 4 meals, or even 5 meals. For example, people only have snack and dinner when it comes to intermittent fasting. So here I'm going to build a balanced diet plan with 4 meals. So let me get started with the breakfast. To start, we have to click add food. And once we click add food, we have 3 columns: the category, food, and the quantity. Under category, we can select protein, carb, or fat. I'm going to select protein here. Once we selected the category, we have to choose the food. I'm going to click search food, and below that you can see we have all the protein sources listed. We have chicken breast, whole eggs, egg whites, fish, beef, Greek yogurt, whey protein, tofu, lentils, chickpeas, and a lot. So in the free version, we'll have the access only to the free foods. You can see most important foods are listed in free version, not pro version. For example, you can see we have chicken breast here, which is most used compared to chicken thigh. If you need access to these foods, you need a pro version. But for now, I'm going to select the available foods in the free version. So initially morning, I'm going to get started with the whole eggs. You can see the quantity is 100 gram. So 100 grams of whole egg contains 12.4 grams of protein, 1 gram of carb, and 10 grams of fat, a total of 143 calorie. Next, I'm going to add a carb source. So under carbs, I'm going to select oats. By default, it shows 100 grams. So I'm going to select this and reduce to 50 grams. And you can see as I'm changing the quantity, the protein, carbs, fat, and calorie changes. So I'm going to change 60 for example. It has increased from 6.8 to 8.1. Also, you can see the progress is happening on the right side based on what you feel on the left side. Next, I'm going to add fat. So morning fat source, I'm going to add walnut. So you can also search here. So you can see the fat has increased more than the threshold of 75 grams. This is because we have 100 grams by default. You can reduce it to 10 or 15 grams. So as you can see, I reduced it to 15 grams. The progress bar has reduced as well. So now we have 24 grams out of 75 grams, which is required threshold. We have set already. So for a balanced meal, I recommend adding a protein source, carb source, and a fat source. But you can choose to remove anything based on your preference. So you can see whole eggs itself has 10 grams of fat. So I'm going to remove the walnut. Instead, I'm going to add another carb source, maybe sweet potato. I'm going to have 100 grams of sweet potato. So it's based on your preference. You can only have the protein source, you can only have the carb source, or you can have the combination of protein, carbs, or even protein, carbs, and fat. Next, we have the snack one. I'm going to avoid the snack one because we are building 4-meal diet plan today. So yeah, it's time to build the lunch. So now let me add food to the lunch card. So here I'm going to select the protein. I always recommend you to start with protein. For protein, I'm going to choose chicken breast. So I'm going to increase the quantity to 300 grams. So chicken breast covers most of my protein requirement of 67.5 grams. You can see the protein is already 89.6 out of 175 grams. So let me add some white rice. So you can see as I'm adding the white rice, carbs is increasing. And I'd like to add some fat as well. So for fat, I'm going to choose olive oil. So you can see it has increased to 120 out of 75. It's just because we have 100 grams in the quantity. So I'm going to reduce it to 20 grams. And I usually like to have a fruit after lunch. So I'm going to select banana. I'm going to change this to 200 grams. So you can see we are in halfway already. Out of 2,695 calories, we already feel 1,400 calories. And same with the protein, out of 175, we have 98. And we have carbs 185 grams, and we have fat 40.3. Now let me add foods to the evening snack. I'll get started with whey protein. So by default, whey protein will be 30 grams, which is 1 scoop. Free version only has whey protein concentrate. For isolate, you have to upgrade to pro. And even for casein protein, it's available only on the pro version. Now I would like to add some carb source. Let me add an apple. So 100 grams of apple contains 14.8 grams of carbs. And the calorie is pretty less for evening snack, 62. And it didn't move the needle here. Next, let me choose fat. Here I'd like to have some almond. So again, it's 100. Let me change this to 15 gram. So I completed the evening snack. Let me go to the dinner. I'm going to click add food, protein, and egg whites. I'll have 200 grams of egg whites. Next, let me choose the carbs. I'll add whole wheat flour, 100 gram. And you can see already we are 160.5 gram out of 175 gram of threshold we have set already. So we are quickly reaching the protein target. I'm going to add some fat here. I'm going to add some coconut oil. You can again choose olive oil here. To change this to 10. You can see we are almost close, and I don't like to stuff too much for the dinner. So I'm going to go to the lunch. I'm going to increase the white rice to 150 grams. I'm going to move to the breakfast. I'm going to swap oats for bread. So I can add some peanut butter. Peanut butter. Peanuts or peanut butter. I'm going to choose peanut butter, which I can use alongside with whole wheat bread. Cool. We have to reduce this to 32 gram. Still a bit, but it's close. You can see we are almost close. 2742 out of 2695. I don't recommend for perfection, so we can stay somewhere between 95% and 105%. Here, since it's easier, I'm going to reduce this to 25 grams. Cool. Everything looks perfect. 2698 out of 2695 calories. So we have 174 grams of protein. We have 329 grams of carbs, and we have 75.5 grams out of 75 grams for fat. Perfect build. So if you like doing it yourself, you can build like me manually one by one, where you'll have the full control. Else you can go for the smart fill, which is automatically going to fill foods for you. And this is going to be only the starting point. Later I'll explain how to swap foods or change quantity based on your preference. So I'm going to show you an example how the smart fill works. I'm going to clear everything. So we built 4 meal plan. I'm going to clear everything. Boom, everything is gone. So our macros, protein, carbs, fat, and calories remains as it is. It won't be clear. Let me click Smart Fill to automatically build the diet plan. Boom. Within 1 second, we have the diet plan for the entire day. And you can see the calorie target has been achieved. Protein target is almost close, and carbs is here, and fat is almost close as well. What I want you to do is carefully review the food and the quantity. For morning, I'm okay with the whole eggs. Oats is fine as well. And for snack, we have Greek yogurt and banana. I would change 190 grams to 100 gram. I don't want to eat 190 gram of Greek yogurt. Banana, let me round this to 200, or 185 is also perfect. So down here we have chicken breast, and we have lean beef for dinner. I always prefer to keep the dinner lighter compared to lunch. So lunch can be heavier for me. I'm going to increase this chicken. So I like chicken very much. I'm going to increase this to 300 grams. I'm going to swap sweet potato with white rice, 200 grams. You can see this is filling fast. This is way past the targeted values. So white rice, I'm going to change white rice to 100 grams. So we are here. I'm going to reduce lean beef to 150 grams. And I'm going to reduce brown rice to 100 grams. Or since I'm having white rice here, let me swap this to whole wheat flour for variety. Yeah, we are almost close. We have achieved the protein target, we have the carbs target, and we have fat that can be filled. I'd like to add nuts to my breakfast. Let me add almond. Change this to 15 gram. We are very close. So let me increase the rice to 120 grams. And we have so much protein here. It's way beyond 175 grams, so I need to play around with the numbers. I'm going to change this to 250 grams. Cool, we are on target. So you can see the calories is 2685 out of 2695. So protein is achieved almost. It's 1 gram more than the target. Carbs is close and fat is close as well. So we created an entire day meal plan within 2 minutes using the smart fill. All you have to do is click smart fill and make some adjustments here, swap the food if you want to, and make changes to the quantity. So yeah, we have built the full diet plan. What's next? You can download the PDF and send it to your phone, send it to your friends, or save it for your reference. So I'm going to click download PDF and you can see PDF automatically downloaded. Let me open the PDF. So here we have the PDF. You can see the targets. So this is the target we have set: 2695, 175 grams of protein, 330 grams of carb, and 75 grams of fat. And this is what we achieved, that we have seen in the daily summary section progress bars. The most important thing you have to notice, measure. So every food listed here is the raw version of the food, not the cooked version of it. So you can see chicken breast is raw, not cooked. So you have to weigh 250 grams, raw, not cooked. Same applies to all the foods. So this is it. We have built a full diet plan within minutes. For the first time, it's going to take like 5 or 10 minutes. But once you are used to the interface, it's going to only take you 2 to 3 minutes to create a full diet plan for a day. So every time you don't have to build the diet plan from the scratch, you have it auto saved on the device you're creating this diet plan. So all you have to do is to come to this page, go to the TDEE calculator, calculate the new TDEE if you have increased the weight or reduced the weight based on the goal, change the numbers, the target changes, and you can play around with the numbers or swap food again in order to build the next diet plan. So like I've told you initially, you can build the diet plan using tablet, mobile, or desktop. So I'm showing you the tablet version of the diet builder. It almost resembles the desktop version of the diet builder with a control panel on the top, the food section on the left side, and the summary section on the right side. And this is going to be sticky. So while you're building the dinner, you can still see that summary on the right side. So next, we have the mobile version. We have the macros here, we have the calories here, we have the smart fill button here, and everything is stacked one below another, unlike the desktop and tablet version. So this is the control panel, and we have the food carts optimized for the mobile phone. So while building dinner, you can collapse everything. So you'll have overall calories you are taking per meal. So for breakfast, we have 707. For lunch, we have 831. Snack is simple, 255. Again, the snack is simple, 244. Dinner, it's lesser compared to breakfast and lunch, 648 calorie. And most interesting thing on mobile phone is you have the rings at the bottom. So you can see we have the calorie, protein, carbs, and fat. So if you're going to make any changes, let's say, let me remove almonds here. You can see the fat is reduced. So you can stay updated at any point of time. You don't have to scroll up and down to see the progress bar. Instead, you can use these rings to track your progress. So I'm going to add the almond again. So almond 15 gram. So yeah, this is about the devices. So if you want full real estate and you want to see everything bigger, you can build that on desktop, or else you can build it on mobile. So you cannot build your diet plan on desktop and continue it on mobile, which is available only for the Pro version. I'll talk about it later. So let's see what's in Pro version. So if you want to upgrade to Pro, you can click this button, upgrade to Pro. Here you can see what's the difference between the foods. We have the food database, which is very important. In the free version, we have only 37 foods, and in Pro version, we have 83 foods. The food numbers are very limited because we only use the whole foods on NatFit Pro Diet Builder. We do not have any packed food or anything. So all the foods listed in Diet Builder are whole foods and not packed foods. So we wanted to keep it simple and straightforward instead of complicating with so many foods in the Diet Builder. Suppose if you feel the list doesn't contain the food you want, you can use custom food options, which is available only for the Pro version. You can add up to 10 custom foods, and you can explore a lot more features available for the Pro version. For most people, free version is very comprehensive to create a complete diet plan. But if you want more foods or advanced features, you can opt into the Pro version. So if you are a Pro member, the upgrade to Pro changes to go to Pro Builder. All you have to do is click this. Let me show you the overview of the Pro Builder. So this is how the Pro Builder appears. So in the Pro Builder, we have the inbuilt TDEE calculator. You don't have to go to a different page to calculate the TDEE. And also this one is going to contain your TDEE history. So every time you calculate TDEE, it's going to be added to the TDEE history. So you can actually track your progress from TDEE history, and you have access to all the foods in the Pro version. And you can see there's a custom food option as well. I've added nutritional ease to the custom food here. This is the custom food. So yeah, Pro has its own different video. So we have the food preference here. You can select the food and click Smart Fill. Smart Fill is going to pick only the foods selected here. So it's going to be very personalized for you. So we have the protein source, carb source. I've already pre-filled some of the foods which I like. So it's not going to pick some random foods out there on the list, and it's going to be very personalized for you. So this is something available here. And you have the dietary filter, all food, vegetarian and vegan, and a lot more features. And that's it. Hope you enjoyed the video and learned how to build the free diet plan using NatFit Pro Diet Builder.